Hello everybody and welcome to our home here in Brittany in northwest France. I'm Jane. My husband Mike, the other half of Frugal Queen in France, is behind the camera. We are early retirees, debt and mortgage free, British and living a very thrifty, very frugal and budgeting life here in France on a relatively low income. And every Sunday we open our lives and share something that we've done in the week that saved us money, and we share it with you. So let's take a look at what we did this week to save money. Now, if you've seen our channel before, you will know that every few months, and I don't do it every month, but every few months, I show you our budget. Not a hypothetical budget, not a theoretical budget, but our actual real budget. How much we spend, how much we save, what our sinking funds are, and how much we put into each of those each month, and how much we've got left for discretionary spending. So watch till the end, that'll be at the end of this video. Also, if you've been around a while, you will know that every now and then I will show you a shopping haul. Now, I am literally sniffing out, hunting like a bloodhound, looking for any offers that I can find at the moment. Because I tell you something, they are few and far between. So I really have been looking. But this week I share some of those with you, one from a major supermarket and one from what we call an anti-gaspillage, an anti-waste store. So I went off to one of those and I made a supermarket, and I'll show you what I got this week and how it's really reasonable for us here. Hope you enjoy the video. I've been to the supermarket, well, a couple of supermarkets, because I wanted to have a stock up. A friend of mine told me that a certain supermarket had oil products back in, and we've been going in and out of supermarkets and the oil shelves have been bare. So as I heard there was oil there, I went off and got some, so tuck that away in the cupboard. I also really scrutinised the deals and made sure that I got something that I use on sale. So I've got those today. I also went off to a local store that we here call anti-gaspillage, so anti-waste. And the products that they sell are either past their best before dates, not past their used before, past their best before dates. And some of them are short dates and some of them are nowhere near, but they're just, we would say that the store has bought them maybe at an auction or something like that. So that's what we've done today. So let's take a look at what I bought. Let's start off with oil products, and it's eye-wateringly expensive. I have a litre of, would you believe it, Ukrainian sunflower oil for $4.52. I know supermarkets around here are selling sunflower oil and cooking oil for around $6.50 a litre. So this is about a third less than I've seen it anywhere. Now the store said I could buy 2 oil products. So I also bought this one. So it's special frying fat. And would you believe it? It's coconut oil. Now coconut oil is fantastic to make fries with or anything like that. It's got very, very little smell when you cook it. So that was a good deal as well. And that is a kilo. So a kilo, it lasts as long as a litre. Now we drink decaffeinated coffee, and this was really discounted. So normally it's around €6 for one of these, and I don't even normally buy a brand. So this is a really good one. This is a Nescafe brand, and because of the offer that they had on, they were €3.90 each. That will see us through right into winter, probably the end of summer at least. We've all got to wash our dishes. These were on offer at 61 cents each. They're normally about €1, €1.09, €1.20. So those were on offer. Now, when it comes to making any cakes, which I do occasionally, I prefer to use this vegetarian butter, this vegetarian spread. It makes the cakes lighter. And I haven't seen that at $1.50 a pack in a very, very long time. And plus that, it's made of sunflower oil and I haven't even seen it for sale. So those were a good deal. And they last a really long time, like a really long time. The next one is how I've bought cheese. Now, Eco is their cheapest brand. And now when it comes to Roquefort cheese, if I make anything with cheese in it, or a creamy cheese sauce, or anything with spinach, mushrooms and cheese, for example, I use Roquefort cheese. And if you ever just want to stir this through mashed potato or blue cheese, or have it on a burger, or mix it in with mayonnaise, it's a very versatile cheese. The next thing, if you've watched our channel for a while, you know I use hard Italian cheese in my cooking. This was 1/3 cheaper to buy it like this. So I've got 300 grams here for just under €4. It was cheaper to buy it like this than it was a block. It's crazy that is, isn't it? So that's what I got in my regular supermarket. And back up to me, please. That's what I got in my regular supermarket. I'd been online. I had been on their website. I was looking for what they've got on offer. And the next thing I did was go to the anti-gaspillage shop, the anti-waste shop. And I'll show you that next. So the first thing that I bought in the anti-waste shop, the anti-gaspillage shop, was 4 boxes of gluten-free spaghetti. I have been literally scratching around every supermarket I go into looking for gluten-free spaghetti, and I found some. So that'll do me for the rest of the year. I then have here a very large bag of almond flour. It's about ½ a kilo there. I use that if I make cakes or anything like that. It lasts for absolutely ages. And then we have ketchup. And ketchup is ketchup to me. We bought this before, we were very happy with it. It's huge. It's almost a kilo there. And they were $1.25 each. And again, that'll probably see us through to the rest of the year. Then we have the noodles, which Americans call ramen noodles. So we bought 10 for €1. That's 10 cents each. They're really good. And then we have 4 of the creamy mayonnaise sauces, which we bought for €1. This is fantastic. Mix it. It's almost like loosen it up, water it down, and pour it over salad. It's great with vegetables, it's great with cheese, all sorts of things. Then for my husband here, who was just about to go without biscuits, now chocolate biscuits and cookies and anything like that in France, a packet of cookies like that can cost well over €1. Well over €1, about $1.20 for a packet of cookies. And we've got here, they worked out at 62 cents a box, and there's 24 cookies in each of them in little packs. There's chocolate ones and there's butter ones. And then over here, the same again, we have 4 little boxes of and it's more chocolate than it is cookie. So that'll keep my husband in chocolate biscuits for a couple of months, or at least a month. And my absolute best buy here, barely lift it, is some Uncle Ben's Texas barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce like this isn't easy to find in France. And if I want to make pulled pork or anything barbecue-y flavoured, we were missing this. So this is $4.50, and it's got a very long date on it. It's not like a short date, it's got a long date on it, and it was $4.50. And I can literally freeze that. I could if I wanted to, but just open in the fridge, it'll last months and months and months. And again, Uncle Ben's over here as well. This is a whole, what's the weight of it? 2.3 kilos of sweet and sour sauce. And what I would probably do with this is if I see chicken on offer, which it will at some stage or reduced, I will make a load of sweet and sour chicken and I'll get that straight into the freezer. So I hope you found that interesting. Every so many months, I share with you our budget. Now, I know a lot of frugal vloggers talk about budgeting and they talk about hypothetical or theoretical numbers of what you should do. What we do to share with you is our real, actual budget. And let's talk it through now. Okay, so in June, we have in our hand, after all deductions, €2,271. We earned that money in April. We don't actually get that money until the end of May. So some of that is earnings, some of that is Mike's pension, some of that is my pension. All of that together is 2,271. That we can then release that funds and have those funds available in June. Now, as always with my budget, the very first thing I do is take off my long-term savings. And we aim each month to save 10%. So €225 goes into our long-term savings account. We are saving for a car in 3 years' time, so we always like to have the funds to replace a car every 3 years. It doesn't mean to say we will replace the car in every 3 years, but we'd like to have the money there if we need it. And that's €140 a month, and that's 365. Now this goes into a savings account that accrues as much interest as we can get. That also has in there our 12 months expenses of our fully funded emergency fund. Now, due to the cost of living and the rising prices and all of those things, currently, what was 12 months, so would work for 12 months, doesn't do that anymore. So our long-term savings at the moment, we are adding to our emergency fund to turn it into a realistic 12 months that would fund now. So, each month we've got coming out this month €1,129, which is €365, which is going into our long-term savings account. And we also have €764 going into our sinking funds. Our sinking funds are bills that must be paid this year or that could happen. Our car could need work doing. Our house might need something, so we have to save for the coulds, mights and maybes as well. So let's show you those sinking funds and how we arrive at that figure. The first one is bills. Our property taxes, our taxe d'habitation, which is just the TV license part of it, and our refuse charge, which pays for recycling and our rubbish, basically. We have 2 water bills a year, and we need to save for that €150 a month to pay for the whole lot in a year. We then save €50 a month for clothing, and that obviously comes to €600 a year. €300 each. We don't always spend that every year, but it's there if we need it. We've got 84 a month, which amounts to 1,000 a year for any trips. So that's a week's holiday away, and it's also a trip over to the UK a year to see family. Then we've got €50 a month, which is obviously €600 a year for the gifts that we buy for our family, for birthdays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, and so on. We then save $50 a month for $600 a year for our 2 dogs, for any medication, for any trips to the vets, and they go to the groomers and have their hair all cut off every 3 months. We're then putting aside $600 a year to pay for a car service and any car tyres. That's $50 a month. We've then put aside $50 a month for any items in the home. That's $600 a year. If the fridge freezer needed replacing, that's about $600. If the cooker, the hob, any of those things broke, needed replacing, each of those items is approximately $600. We've then got a DIY budget here, which will amount to $3,000 for the whole year. We are doing work on our barn. We are, as of today, actually taking a delivery of wood, which is coming to $1,300 for cladding our barn. We have to clad our barn as part of the planning agreement with the local planning office. So you can see where a chunk of that money is going on our barn this year. And then we've agreed to spend €360 this year on plants. And we aim to spend that on trees, and each tree is about €30. And that comes to €764 each month that we have to save. Now, all of these, some people would call them things that pop up, things that are unexpected. You need clothes, you need to look after your car, you need to look after the pets. Things will break in the house, and obviously we've got short-term things that we need to save up for too. These are personal to us. Finance is always personal. So those are our sinking funds. The next part of my budget, same as your budget and everyone else's budget, are all our household expenses. First of all, there's the things that are not on there. We have got no car payments, we've got no debts of any sort. We have no housing costs. The house is completely paid for, so there's no rent, there's no mortgage. So we've got a bill here, beg your pardon, of €1,142 a month. We have €40 for car fuel. We're retired, we don't go that very far. We have €30 for garden fuel, chainsaw, strimmer, lawnmowers. Our home insurance is for home, buildings and content is $20 a month. Our supermarket spend is $300, that is $75 a week. Both of our health insurance come to €101. Our car insurance comes to €57. Our electricity bill is €127. And I always say to people when they say that is high, half of that is tax. Our bank charge is €11. And I think that is very, very reasonable considering we have 4 bank accounts. My mobile phone is $16 a month, and that's all calls, all data, everything on it. Mike's mobile phone is $11 a month. Our TV, home and internet package is $25 a month. We have a tax bill from an amended tax from our last year's tax bill, which they're taking off as an amount per month. Bit of a nuisance, wish they'd take it all in one go, but they didn't. And that is €57 a month. We call it cotisations, or a social charge. It's an amended bill. We have 2 internets. We work online. We need the internet to work. And this internet package that comes with our TV and phone isn't always very good. So we have a second one. Mike's health insurance, we've got a new health insurance and his old health insurance is still running out its term. We gave notice, but they make us run out the term. We've moved our dog food bill to a separate bill. It's easier for you to see and us to see. And it's also a separate shop. We go to the pet shop, we buy all the dog food in one go, and that's €55. We had to budget this month for a new garden tool for part of our strimmer. I think some of you call it a brush whacker, We had to buy a new head for it and a rotating blade for it that came to €88. And we've also set aside this month €165, which is 33 a week, for discretionary spending. Now, we often use that to top up our food bill. We sometimes use that to buy some extra foods that we might put away. We like to have a stock. We do not stockpile, but we do like to have spares. So I wouldn't just buy 1 jar of coffee. I would buy, say, 2 jars of coffee if I can find them for a good price. And also we might use that money for anything else we want to buy, any extra plants we want to buy beyond our budget, anything extra from a charity shop, for example. We don't always spend our discretionary spending every month, but it's always nice to have a little bit of a buffer. And there's 5 weeks in June, so we need to stretch that a long way. So there's the final numbers of our budget for June. We've got a income that our money is 2,271. We take away and put away our savings, our long-term savings, our short-term savings, which we call sinking funds, and then our expenses. And we're left with 0. And we're left with 0 because we decide at the beginning of every month where our money is going to go. And having things like a discretionary fund or how much for the supermarket and all of those things, it gives us the confidence, it gives us permission to spend. We know how much money we've got, we know how much money is in our sinking funds too. We keep running totals of those, even though we only have them in one place. So there we go, that was our budget for June. We really hope that you like our videos, and if you do, it helps us a great deal if you can like it. It helps with the algorithm, it gets our videos out there. We love to hear from you. How are you doing with your grocery shopping? How are you doing? Are you able to get any deals? What are you getting on deals? If you're a subscriber, thank you so very, very much. And if you're not, would you consider becoming a subscriber? It costs you nothing. And if you hit the little notification, you won't miss any of our videos. Just leaves me to say, on behalf of Mike and I, have a great week. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye for now.